Hey there, did you know that in 1913, one of the most significant losses in casino history occurred at the Monte Carlo Casino in Monaco due to the Gamblers Fallacy? A roulette wheel at the Monte Carlo Casino landed on black 26 times in a row. Would you bet on red or on black in this situation? Well, many gamblers believed that red was now overdue to come up. As a result, many players placed large bets on red. However, the ball landed on black again, causing significant losses for those who fell prey to the gambler's fallacy. The gambler's fallacy is when you mistakenly believe that previous outcomes affect the likelihood of future outcomes, especially in games of chance. This incident became known as the Monte Carlo fallacy, and it serves as a cautionary tale of the dangers of relying on previous outcomes to predict future ones, particularly in situations where the outcomes are truly random. The lesson here is to be careful not to fall for the gambler's fallacy, especially when you're playing games of chance. Remember, the outcomes of the past don't necessarily affect future outcomes, and relying on them could lead you down a dangerous path. Hey rational rebels! Welcome to the arena of reason, where we train our minds to spot cognitive pitfalls. This is Chris from Critical Conditioning, where we strive for cognitive precision and free our brains from that mental prison. In today's episode, we're going to dive into the world of gambling and discuss the gambler's fallacy. Are you familiar with this dangerous mindset? We'll explore real-world examples of the gambler's fallacy in action and provide you with practical tips to avoid falling victim to this trap. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and hit the bell to stay updated on our latest episodes. If you'd like to support our channel, please consider donating through the link in the description. And don't forget to share this episode with anyone who might benefit from strengthening their analytical skills. Let's get started. Gambler's fallacy trivia. Did you know that the Monte Carlo Casino incident inspired the Russian writer Fyodor Dostoevsky to write his famous novel, The Gambler? The novel explores the psychology behind gambling and the gambler's fallacy, as the protagonist becomes addicted to gambling and believes that he can predict future outcomes based on past results, leading to his downfall. It's a cautionary tale of the dangers of falling prey to the gambler's fallacy and the importance of being aware of our cognitive biases. Have you ever thought that past events can affect future outcomes in games of chance? You might be a victim of the gambler's fallacy. But don't worry, you're not alone. Many people fall into this trap, and researchers have studied this phenomenon extensively. One study found that people were more likely to believe that a storm was imminent if they hadn't experienced one in a while, despite there being no actual evidence to support this belief. Another study showed that people tended to overestimate the likelihood of a heat wave continuing, simply because it had already been hot for a few days. These examples show how our brains can sometimes trick us into thinking that the past has some kind of control over the future. Another study found that people are more likely to believe that a string of random events is not really random. For example, if a coin is flipped 5 times in a row and lands on heads each time, people are more likely to believe that the next flip will land on tails. This is because they think the pattern of heads is too unlikely to occur randomly, and that the coin must be due for a tails. Interestingly, some studies have found that the gambler's fallacy can actually be influenced by language. In a study conducted in China, participants were asked to imagine they were playing a lottery game. In one condition, the lottery was described as a chance game, while in another condition it was described as a luck game. The results showed that participants in the luck game condition were more likely to fall for the gambler's fallacy, believing that past outcomes affected future ones more strongly than those in the chance game condition. Another questionnaire asks participants to choose between 2 hypothetical lottery games. One game has a higher probability of winning, but a smaller payout, while the other has a lower probability of winning, but a larger payout. Those who choose the game with the smaller probability of winning and larger payout are more likely to fall for the gambler's fallacy, as they believe that the smaller probability of winning makes the next win more likely. So, as you can see, the gambler's fallacy is a real and pervasive phenomenon. But by understanding it, we can better train ourselves to avoid it and make more rational decisions in games of chance. Research has shown that certain individual differences can influence the likelihood of falling prey to the gambler's fallacy. One important factor is age. Studies have found that older adults are more likely to believe in the gambler's fallacy than younger adults. This may be because older adults tend to have more experience with games of chance and may have developed a false sense of confidence in their ability to predict future outcomes based on past ones. Another factor is personality traits. People who are high in impulsivity or sensation-seeking may be more likely to fall for the gambler's fallacy. These individuals may be more willing to take risks and may overestimate their ability to predict outcomes, leading them to believe in the gambler's fallacy. In addition, research has shown that cultural background can also play a role. People from collectivistic cultures, where group harmony and social conformity are emphasized, may be more likely to believe in the gambler's fallacy. This is because these individuals may be more influenced by the actions of others and may be more likely to follow the crowd, even if it goes against rational thinking. Research has shown that there is a relationship between IQ and the gambler's fallacy. Studies have found that individuals with lower IQ scores are more likely to fall prey to the gambler's fallacy, while those with higher IQ scores tend to have a better understanding of probability and are less likely to believe that previous outcomes affect future ones. Similarly, education level has also been found to be related to the gambler's fallacy. Those with higher levels of education tend to have a better understanding of probability and are less likely to believe in the gambler's fallacy. This is because education can provide individuals with the knowledge and skills to think critically and make informed decisions, which can help to avoid cognitive biases like the gambler's fallacy. Interestingly, some studies have also found that people with advanced degrees, such as PhDs, may be more prone to the gambler's fallacy. This could be due to the fact that highly educated individuals may have a tendency to overestimate their ability to predict outcomes or make assumptions based on limited information. I want to know your opinion, guys. Do you think casinos design their games and machines in a way that leads people to fall for the gambler's fallacy? Have you ever seen anything in a casino that may lead people to believe they can predict future outcomes based on past results? Share your thoughts in the comments below and don't forget to read what others think. Also, be sure to like and subscribe so you can find the channel and come back to see the answers to your comments. The gambler's fallacy is a common cognitive bias that many people fall victim to without even realizing it. It can manifest in various aspects of our daily lives, from decision-making to sports to investing. Here are some examples in our everyday life that illustrate the gambler's fallacy and how to spot it. 1. The weather. Just because it has rained for the past few days does not mean that it is more likely to rain tomorrow. The weather is unpredictable and each day has its own unique set of conditions. 2. Sports. Just because a team has won several games in a row does not mean they are more likely to win their next game. Each game is a new challenge and anything can happen. 3. Lottery. Just because certain numbers have not been drawn in a while does not mean they are more likely to be drawn in the next game. Each lottery drawing is a random event and the odds of winning remain the same. 4. Stock market. Just because a stock has been consistently increasing in value does not mean it is more likely to continue to do so. The stock market is unpredictable and there are a multitude of factors that can influence the value of a stock. 5. Relationships. Just because a relationship has been going well for a long time does not mean it is immune to issues or problems. Each day presents new challenges and it's important to continuously work on the relationship. 6. Job interviews. Just because you have had several unsuccessful job interviews in a row does not mean you are more likely to get the next job you apply for. Each job opportunity is unique and the decision ultimately comes down to the individual hiring manager. To spot the gambler's fallacy in yourself and others, pay attention to statements that imply that past outcomes influence future outcomes. For example, I'm due for a win, or it's been too long since I've had a win, so I'm bound to win soon. Also, paradoxically, like with each bias and fallacy, one of the most powerful tools to not fall for it is knowing that it exists. If you want to avoid falling victim to the gambler's fallacy, one approach is to stick to the facts and probabilities. Base your decisions on objective evidence and not on past outcomes or superstitions. Another effective method is to take breaks and refresh your mind to avoid getting caught up in the moment. Additionally, seeking the advice of others can help you gain a new perspective and make more rational decisions. It's also important to recognize that just because something has happened in the past, it doesn't necessarily mean it will happen again in the future. Keep this in mind and don't let the gambler's fallacy cloud your judgment. Have you ever witnessed someone, or perhaps even yourself, falling victim to the gambler's fallacy? Maybe it was a friend who believed that they were due for a win after losing multiple bets in a row, or a family member who kept investing in a failing stock because they believed that it was bound to turn around soon. Share your experiences in the comments below and let's start a conversation about how we can all become more aware of this cognitive bias and make more rational decisions. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Critical Conditioning, where we help you strengthen your mind's analytical skills and avoid cognitive pitfalls. I hope you enjoyed our discussion on the Gamblers Fallacy and how it can impact our decision-making in various aspects of life. Remember, the key to avoiding cognitive biases is to always be aware of them, so keep practicing and keep sharpening your mind. And if you found this episode valuable, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with our latest episodes. But more importantly, we need your support to keep this channel going, so please consider donating to our PayPal using the link in the description. Your contribution can help us continue to create high-quality content that benefits you and others in our community. So, please share this episode with your friends and family and encourage them to donate as well. Together, we can build a community of rational rebels who strive for critical thinking and reasoning. Keep your mind sharp, rational rebels, until the next time we meet in the arena of reason. This is Chris from Critical Conditioning signing off.